Are you ready to awaken, heal, and align with your highest self? I'm Heather Len, founder of Heart Alchemy Wellness, a spiritual life coach, certified Ayurvedic nutritionist, QHHT practitioner, and 300-hour YTT yoga instructor. I've dedicated my journey to guiding others through deep transformations through shadow work and energetic healing. Through Chakra Wave Tuning and trauma-informed sound therapy, I help you unlock your inner wisdom, balance your energy, and step into your true power. Whether through one-on-one sessions or through our immersive retreats, I'm here to support your path to wholeness. Join me on this journey of self-discovery and healing. It's time to reclaim your power, awaken your heart, and step into the life you were meant to live.
Happy Friday, everyone. I hope y'all are feeling well and smelling well. In today's session, we're going to go ahead and do a quick set of Qigong. We are going to do some buzz breathing so that we can bring ourselves into our parasympathetic system so that we can generate some Qi before we go give that to the world, right? Depending on what you are as far as a projector, a reflector, a generator, a manifester. I'm a generator. I live in my life's dharma, or my life's purpose, through shining my light through the various activities that I do throughout the day. So if I'm in alignment with my higher purpose or my life path and my dharma or life's purpose, I automatically will start shining light as a response to what I am doing. And this is the energetic light that stems within. This is what we call inner beauty, right? A lot of people are really vain and look on the exterior, or if they're not as beautiful on the exterior, they forget that all that out here goes away. It goes away. We get old, we age, shit goes in places we don't want it to go. We have no control over how we age. We do, however, have control over maintaining our healthy bodily functions and mobility and movability. That is our responsibility, to love this vessel and to treat it as if it is a beautiful gift, because it is. If we don't respect our vessel, guess what? You know, it'll start giving us signs that it's not happy. And with my experience with Quantum Healing Hypnosis, Dolores Cannon and Julia Cannon, they taught me how to be able to help others release the emotions. They're called teaching emotions. They're genuinely there to teach us how to move through life when you're not given skills, or if you have, let's be honest, any of us can have an experience that kind of, you know, puts a lens over life that is maybe skewed a little bit or a lot of it, depending on how you're playing your needle, your human design. And my journey really started with yoga when I was like in my early 20s. I've always loved yoga, and I loved yoga because when I was younger I wanted to be a gymnast, and my family couldn't afford to put me in gymnastics and cheerleading and all that stuff. And by the time I was able to get to the point in my life where obviously I could participate, I was into boys. And then I met my husband, so that tells you right there. But what we're generating every day is the inner essence of our soul. And what we're doing is we are basically rebooting the system with self-love and enriching it with the knowledge and truth that you're aware of what's going on in your body, around your body, in your environment, and how can you move freely without hindering your soul essence, giving too much of yourself, you know what I mean? Or be put in situations that really require you to use your tools. Now, let's be honest, once you have the tools to be able to move through it, you're going to have to use them. We live in a world that a lot of things is going on at once. And if you don't stay grounded, you can easily get wrapped up depending on any one of us can get wrapped up. It doesn't matter. You have a situation in your life where you have a loss of something and it's devastating, then basically your auric field is basically broken because of the sorrow and the grief. Just being honest. And then that sorrow and that grief normally stores in the womb space. So it gets trapped from here to here. So what's going on is it sends an echo of that emotion. You remember the book Ripple in Time? That shit's real. It's basically an echo of feelings and emotion that is stored. And this, my friends, is what is released to us, or we're going to be nice about this, gifted to us through the DNA of our lineage. So know where you come from. You know, I know where I get my feisty side from. American Indian, and my mom's straight Irish. Scottish and Irish. So there you go. I got the redhead and I got the other one that's like, ay. So there you go. I'm a feisty firecracker. But I own it. And I'm done hiding it. And yesterday I had some dude talk shit on my page, like I'm like, dude, you don't even know me. First of all, if you knew me, you knew that like my people of being with sexually is like on two hands. I am 43. That's what I'm going to say to you in nice ways. Keep it. Actually, I'm going to give that energy back to God, because I don't need judgments, and I'm not going to throw judgments back at you. And nor am I going to defend myself, because guess what? There's nothing for me to hide, which is why I talk about it every day. And if you had enough balls to maybe stand up and speak about some of the things in your life, maybe you wouldn't be on my page worried about what I do. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah, anyway. So let's pick out our card and figure out what the energy is today. It's 7:22. Oh, and there's our card. Aw, it's the Shining Lotus. And didn't we just talk about cultivating our inner essence? Whew. And I did find out some interesting stuff yesterday about my natal chart. For some reason, every person that aligns with me, and first of all, you don't really meet too many soulmates in your life. I'm in a life path 8, which means I'm going to meet every soulmate that I've had in the past, probably as a partner. And we're there to cut through the ish, because it's literally the completion of all that's been going on in this cluster of lifetimes that I've been in. So, it's about time. I'm kidding. So let's see what this has to say for the collective. It's angel number 26. So go take a look at that. There's a message for you there. Keep in mind, this message is timeless, which means that if you see this, today, tomorrow, 5 days from now, 10 days from now, the message will still resonate. So, number 26, the Shining Lotus, says there are times when it makes sense to be discreet until you find your inner strength, so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even if you face the challenge of another. At another time, we benefit ourselves and others by taking the risk of allowing the inner lotus to blossom of our true self to shine through the forth for it to be felt. And that kind of goes back to the comment yesterday. Like, I really had to think about that. And I'm, in the future, I'm just going to go ahead and observe those and just let it go straight through me, because guess what? I love me, and there's nothing that anyone can say that's going to rock my foundation. And I'm here to teach you guys. I'm vulnerable because no one else is going to do it. No one else is going to tell you that they've been an asshole and that they've been this and they've been that, and give you tools and techniques to be able to deal with that. Okay? So I do this to free myself. I do this to help you guys. I don't do this I don't get paid to do this. Should I've been doing this for 3 years? I haven't got paid a dime to do this. To share all of the knowledge that I've spent thousands of dollars on, and how many hours? Because it's not of me. Okay? So the authenticity that I share, if it offends anyone, just get off my page. For real. Don't send me a nasty comment, because let's be honest, if you're a Christian, judgment ain't supposed to be it. So don't be doing that. Just putting facts where facts are. You want to be like shining that light in someone's face? Let me shine it back. I'm not going to judge you, but I will shine a light of your judgments. And I'm going to tell you, I own it. I own it. All of it. It's all crazy other worlds. Her little shitstorm, windstorm. But you know what? My life has been amazing. And I've lived 3 lifetimes in this, 4 lifetimes since I was a kid. And I've had fun doing it. And guess what? When you have fun, none of that shit matters. So I'm going to continue to have fun. And everyone else here needs to remind themselves that it's time to shine. It's time to let go of all the stuff. Remember we said July 30th that we were closing all these chapters of all the weight and the baggage that we're carrying, and me giving a fuck about what anyone thinks was one of them. Sorry. It says, have you been hiding in the spiritual closet, beloved? And I have. This is not about me. This is about you guys. But it also resonates with me because we're in the same collective, which means that if you watch me, that we're in the same energy space. We share energy somehow through some sort of energetic boundary or internetic connection through the web of the consciousness mind. We have a connection somewhere, y'all. We have a soul contract together. That's why you guys watch me every day. That's why I'm here. I have a life's purpose and a soul contract this lifetime with this particular meat suit, that I'm here to help people cut through the fear. And the fear is of who am I? Who am I? That's where the fear lies. Because we hide from ourselves. We hide through shame, guilt, complaining, blaming, deceit. And all of these things take our light. And basically, as a kid, we have this beautiful expression of our life. And a lot of it is because we are free to create and use our feminine essence to be a kid. That's the creativity and the just go play, just go with the flow. And as we get older, we have to mold and mend, and we either do one of 2 things. We either give our love willingly, or it's somehow taken from us. Sometimes by force, sometimes by nature. And again, it leaves that echo in your life. And all of that echo, if you're not careful, dims your sign. And what that does essentially is all those emotions start pulling from your prenatal chi. Why? Because you're utilizing too much energy, not handling the situation. If it takes you 30 years in counseling and you're still working on something, that is fucking ridiculous. Sorry. There's no reason that our medical field should not be able to have great awareness and great breakthroughs with the medicine that we have with individuals, whether it's through psilocybin, whether it's through ayahuasca, whether it is through other means that we can do naturally to help us reconnect ourselves. And that's what it's doing. It is reconnecting the mind and the body with the 432 resonance of the earth, and it's balancing your system. So basically, I have this gene key, and they call it the manifesto. Basically, I'm the orchestrator. My life, I like everything to be like in sync, and I feel it. And when the energy, I see it and I feel it, and I'm learning to feel more than I see, because I've learned that my eyes get confused. So I have to turn off those senses to feel into me, because I'm learning to trust my own intuition, which is my God consciousness and my body. That is my higher light, my higher guidance, because that's how my body, based on my gene key, processes primary information. I'm a sacral being based on my human design, meaning that I'm here to take in all the shit, allow everyone to put the poop bombs on me, but I have the ability through training and lineage and gifts and things that I've inherited to be able to release that. First, I have to put my hands on. I have to put on my golden hands, which basically allows me to connect to the divine and connect myself into the web of consciousness, so I can feel intuitively what's going on. I mean, I can automatically tell by talking to you of what area I need to work on. Like, it's evidence just by speech. And we don't realize that our speech is spelled, it's like when we write stuff down, spelling, spell work. So we have to be very careful of the words that reverberate through our mouths. And that was one of the things I was supposed to learn during, and I'm fucking thirsty. And I usually don't drink this in the morning, but basically what I'm learning, the reason why I had to be able to see all the craziness was because with me, my greatest gift is becoming the balancer, the stabilizer. You know what I mean? And I take the shit that I'm being channeled in the moment when I'm in the session, and I just go to those areas. And I've done a lot of research on where everything goes and why these meridian points are so vital in releasing, again, those voice echoes or those learning lesson echoes, that resonance of the leftover energy that's stored in our myofascial tissue, that is stored in the RNA of our DNA, and that we carry up to 14 echoes of lineage in our myofascial tissue. So let's be honest, as we look through evolution, we go through where we came from. We know that we know the past. We know where the pain comes from. We know where these echoes come from. How do we get rid of them, right? That's where biofield tuning comes into play, because what that's doing is that's balancing your body back into the human resonance, or they call it the Schumann resonance frequency 432, which is also the same frequency that Mother Earth is. That's why they say that grounding is so important when you're not feeling well. Or Mother Nature is God's greatest medicine. And it truly is. Because if you're alone and you make that connection, you feel it. Like, you just feel different. And she holds you. And, when we are in the same frequency as she is, our body flows. And then you become magnetic. And then you're able to shine like the lotus, because then your body's at peace with Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. And you are singing this dance of synastry, right? And guess what? When it's out of balance, it's like that nails on a chalkboard, because it truly is. It's basically, the frequency is heard so loud that the presence is like, you can tell. Okay, So it says, however, there are also times when have you been hiding in the spiritual closet, beloved? Sometimes it makes sense to avoid sharing your thoughts and feelings about spiritual beliefs and other personal matters, and they are clearer in your own head. It says, however, there are also times when hiding your deepest truth away from the world will no longer protect you, but actually hold you back from living your divine destiny, shining the lotus light of your own soul and walking your own path in the world. Pretty much, I just said that. I said I'm meant to speak about this because this is how I'm able to transmute, because it helps you guys. Because guess what? If I can make one person rethink a choice that they're about to fucking make in the moment. You ever heard of right timing, right place? This person's here for a reason. I'm here at the right time. And I'm done hiding from people. And I really don't care what anyone... I mean, respectfully, I have a Pluto Libra in my chart, which means I always want to find balance. And if there's an imbalance, that fucking Pluto is going to be like, there's that synastry with the 432. Right? And then guess what happens? It either has to die, it has to transform, or it has to transmute. Because my body with that gene key is like, I see you, and it has to be fixed. Right? That's why I don't, and so what I'm saying is I respect others, but I'm also going to be in my own truth, because that's where I'm going. I'm going into a Leo North Node, which means I'm supposed to be a leader. And leaders are vulnerable, but they're also open and they're sensitive. We don't have to be some hard-ass leader where we're like so stuffy we can't even. I've seen them. All right. This does not mean that you have to make a grand announcement unless you have what's in your heart, but it does suggest that there is something within you that you could share with another or be open with about your life more generally. It might be a talk with a loved one about how some significant feelings that you have kept to yourself are beginning to be more open about your beliefs and your abilities. Once you put your energy into the world, you magnetically attract like-minded souls into your life, which will then encourage you to share your own self even more. Don't worry if there are those who seem to be challenged or threatened in my beliefs. Shining that light. I love shining the light. And then guess what? My Leo's like, fucking do it, Heather. Make them cringe. Make them cringe. And not in a bad way, but I see it. And my soul's fucking ornery, all right? Let me just be real. My soul is ornery because some people try to go toe-to-toe with my light when they're in the dark. And guess what? My light always wins. Not in a bad way. It's not that. It's just synastry. Because again, there's that echo essence that, my 432 resonance is like, you know what I mean? So it's just like there's that synastry where we're meant to partake, right? We're meant to transform it and transmute it. So I'm meant to speak up against the things that love it. Oh shit. It says, don't worry if those are that seem to be challenged or threatened by your beliefs. They don't have to have the same beliefs as you. And them to be saved and loved. And I do love everyone on the spiritual path within, which is unique for us. And that's the thing. I'm owning my uniqueness, and I'm not going to be judged for that. I mean, that's why I don't care. Because when people are, you and others can believe greatly from staying true to your own heart at the same time. Being open to the fact that you will have your own truths that may differ. And I think this is talking about love. May different from yours, and that it's just the way it is. You don't have to convince others to be convinced of anything of yourself. All you need to do is listen to your own heart. If there is something that you've been holding within, you are guided to listen to your heart for the right time and the best way to share it. Let the lotus of light of your heart, your own soul, your own inner truth shine openly, beloved. Be gentle with yourself and know that you have the right to be on your plans in your own truth, and know that no matter what response, whether a response of affirmation and love or a response of discomfort, your truth serves the greater good. Because y'all, I have issues, like, I don't know how to respond to that shit in a nice way. Because, then it like, I start doing the dance like, what do you do? And I always lead with love. You know what I mean? Because the old Heather, that's why I have to stop and think about it. Because the old Heather, the triggered Heather is like, but the awakened Heather is like, man, that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Once I sit there and I think about it and I'm like, because I've learned I have to stop, I have to sit back, and I have to take a few moments, and I'm like, okay, and I won't, you know, and I didn't respond, but you know what I mean? I have to literally not make any action in the moment. That is actually one of my gene keys too. I always, if a girl does not stop and wait, that Pluto, Mars tries just like, ooh, and it creates some magic though in my life. I'm not gonna lie, you know, because I signed up for this radical change this lifetime, to where I was always going to be evolving and changing with Mother Earth. Ooh, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but I was thinking something, that I could do it. That I could do it, and I'm going to do it, because I'm already doing it. It says, then slow down and take a deep breath out. Lift your arms up and imagine the lotus of your heart, shining the light with the universal love. Then with your arms high and looking up, I am safe in my truth, and I revel myself with love. It is safe to be fun, to be me. My lotus shines forth to benefit all of humanity. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're gonna go ahead and lift our arms up. I don't have much room right here, but whatever. So we're gonna lift our arms up. We're gonna put them in prayer mode, okay? And we're just gonna look up, and then we're just gonna say, I am love, and I am radically, authentically allowed to be me with full shine and full force. As long as we honor and respect the oneness that we all share. So it is. All right, so let's do our Qigong for the day. So some of us are afraid to, whatever you're going through, you're afraid to take lead in your life. And I'm going through it too, okay? Okay, I ain't talking, I'm talking about myself. You may not be, but I am. In my past, I've tried to rely on other people. And as soon as I give in to relying on like a spouse, or I become, you know what I mean? Like once it becomes the point where you're no longer independent and, you know, you become codependent, that synastry just doesn't work with me. Like I have to have a relationship that is independent, where I get to keep me. Like I am me. This bitch ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Now I'm going to change. I'm going to morph. I'm going to go through all these different changes, but my soul essence isn't going anywhere. But my life's going to change and evolve. And I need interdependence, where we can be, where we both are individuals, but then we create a third unit. And that unit is the way that we work all of our values, the love, the relationship, the decision making, how we're gonna spend our time, what type of life we're gonna live. Are we gonna live one in home? Are we gonna live one in pleasure? Y'all have to find these balances. These are the vital lessons that I learned. If you have someone that wants to party, they're definitely not going to be the one that wants to be with the homemaker. I have both because of my Aquarius and then Leo side, because the Aquarius is the aloof, and then I got the Virgo, and I like the Hermit. So I need my space, but I also need this space with that connection too. And that's where that interdependence comes. So, and some people need that codependent shit. Some people do. I don't. I can't. Because where I was going, you know, is not my Leo North Node says I'm supposed to be independent. And I can't change that. That doesn't mean I can't get married and I can't have an interdependence relationship. And that was kind of what was going on with Josh and I, is he wanted more of me than I could give. Or maybe I wanted more of him than I could give. I don't know. But I need stimulation. I'm not the one that wants to go home and go out once a week and, you know, I want to go out and be social. I want to do fun things. I want to go be creative. And I don't know. You just have to know those things. I mean, they're very important, you know, before you find someone that you want to try to commit to. So, this is for thought. All right, so we're going to start with our hands. We're going to clap our hands 9 times, and we're going to release the energy in our hands. And remember, I told you that our teaching emotion, or our emotion echoes, get stored in our body. Our hands actually have specific energies stored in them, like anger, sadness, despair. These poor little fingers. See if them with this through it all. The body keeps score, guys. It really does. But you know what? We can score back on our body and say, I see you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't be the one that lets your body just keep making those 3-point shots on your ass. You have the ability to have defense and then come up and do your own 3 points right behind and take it back. Right? That's why we do this Qigong. That's why we do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so that we can open our heart space, so that we can open our third eye, so that we can channel the divine message of who we are as a soul essence and what our life's purpose is to be here. I'm supposed to be a speaker. I'm supposed to be speaking my little heart out. I'm a Virgo, and my Mercury is in fucking Virgo, so your girl's a talker. The one thing I have to worry about is over talking, because that is one of the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do our feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, what else? Okay, so now we're gonna do the buzz breathing. And the buzz breathing is actually probably one of my favorite breathwork techniques. I teach it to 5th graders. When I was mentoring 5th graders that were at risk. And let me just share my story, just like I share, like the story was shared with me. Okay, this is why I do all this, okay? And I've been slowly growing into this role, whether I was teaching little kids in Bible school, and you know, I'm supposed to work with kids because they keep me in my sense of wonder, and I fucking love it. And I never realized that, and I made that connection yesterday. And I'm like, all right, I've got to do something with the kids, because I know I'm not supposed to be teaching these dead ass asleep people that are never gonna wake up. I'm supposed to be teaching the ones that are receptive and, you know, that are going to be changing our earth and that are ready to awaken. I'm not here to change your mind. That's not what I'm going to do. Never going to happen. I'm not here to do that. I'm not forceful. I do it with love, and I'm going to be honest. I know the law of the universe. You cannot control and manipulate anything. And once I start to control and manipulate, then it becomes not of divinity, right? Then it becomes more of, you know, the 3D version of, you know, what's going on. So what we're gonna do, anyway, so what we're just talking about the kids. Okay, so here's your frontal lobe, right? In your frontal lobe is basically your voice and reason. Like it has a lot of control over like your voluntary speech. If someone has a frontal lobe injury, they're probably prone to be like having like Tourette's or something like that. And this also occurs when a child is in fight or flight mode. And you're like, oh, my kid's still bad and scared. And You better take a look at your damn self, mama, because it's your fucking fault. I did say that just now. And this is why I love you, and this message is with love. Take it with a grain of salt. But I'm going to throw some truth on you. So, a children has parents that not getting along, struggle with money, don't really have enough money to buy food, and there's no love in the house. This kid is in full fight or flight. You hear me, mama? Daddy, pappy, whoever, all y'all, you hear that? This is why our children are in such a bad state. And guess what they do? They're like, oh, let's go medicate our kids because we're assholes and can't deal with our own shit. We're basically spreading our crap to our kids. Yes, people, wake up. That's what we're doing. I did it too. Guilty as charged. However, I'm transmuting my shit now, and I'm teaching my daughter how to do it too. That's the change that I'm doing. I'm making the change that needs to be done. I'm not just rolling over and being like, I was an asshole, what do I do? I change it. I accept it. I own it. And then I do something about it. I forgive myself. I find out what those echo prints were that led me to this place that leads me here and leaves my child open and exposed to fucking danger. These kids can't learn. I mean, try to do 2 times 2 while you're getting chased by a fucking lion. That's what you're asking a kid to do. And then you're shaming them? What the fuck? Y'all probably didn't know that, but this is why I'm so passionate about what I do. And I speak about it because we need to stop and open our hearts and pay attention to what we're doing. And we're blinded to our own actions and behaviors. Why? Because it's right here in front of our nose. And we're so focused on everything around here going on. I want to blame you. And it's you versus taking accountability that this is not a truthful, authentic situation and that no one is being served here. And let's just take the high road and slam that fucking door shut and fix it. Whatever it is, face it. Because guess what? When we shuff and stuff, disease does occur. It will occur. And it is going to occur in the same exact spot with that same exact emotion that you are putting out into the ethers. And until you get rid of it, it stores and stays with you until you do your life review when you die. My dad did 3 days of Dharma trying to do his life review process. He was almost a mummy. Deal with your shit, peeps. Don't do that. Don't have some I'm just going to leave it there. So we're going to do this buzz breath so that we can teach our children how to get ourselves out of this state of PTSD, fight or flight. You know, the list goes on and on and on and on. And we're medicating our children for no reason. For profit. Because we don't want to fucking deal with it. And that's just the truth. There are natural medicines for fucking everything. Did you know that there's natural opium but it doesn't have the addictive components? Why? Because it's not synthetic. Mother Earth provides everything that we need. We just gotta dig deep. And that's basically where that connection with the hand, that is it. They're trying to take away our divinity, our connection to Mother Earth. And that's how we are connected to the web of consciousness. That's how we reach our higher state. That is why we meditate, is to reach these higher states of elevation and enlightenment. So that you can see, so that you can plan, so that you can create. But if we're so fucking busy, guess what? We can't do shit. Let's do this. So, What do you think's going on with all the kids seeing the movie Idiocracy? I don't know if y'all think that's kind of going on, at least here in America. So let's go ahead. We're going to breathe in through our nose, and then we're going to hum. So let's breathe in, and then we're going to and you're going to put your fingers in your ears. You're going to close your ears. You're going to cover your eyes, and you're going to put your index finger on your forehead and your pinkies on the bottom. And you're going to basically close off your ears and your eyes, and you're basically closing off 2 of the senses. And what this is going to do is allow you to basically focus on the vibration of your mouth. Now, what is going to get you out of the fight or flight mode? It is the vagus nerve activation through the humming. And when we hum, it stimulates the vagus nerve. And then what that does is it will start allowing the body and giving it signals that everything is okay. And it's like rest. And now once I go to rest, I'm like, oh yeah, 2 times 2 is 4. I'm not being chased by a lion. So let's do it. All right, so we're gonna do it for 4 rounds. Breathing in. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Sip a little bit more in. Tense everything up. Suck it in. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release. So basically, I'm just going to explain how I feel. I kind of felt like I just wanted to go back to sleep for a second. But no, honestly, what I feel is I feel some sensations in my hands. Kind of like maybe some of the energy is releasing through my hands. Obviously, it might be from holding it up, which makes sense because it's allowing my throat chakra to connect with my top half of my thymus, which is the top half of my heart. So see how all this stuff is connected, guys? We have to learn our own knowledge. Quit relying on other people's shit. Eventually, we're going to have to make our own decisions. And this is how we start. By taking our power back. By really seeing what's at stake. By correcting the things in ourselves through our gene keys and through our human design and through our astrology chart. Because that's where a lot of your trials are going to come from, is that astrology and those gene keys. And guys, I'm actually hosting my first gene key class. Yes, it's going to just be a group of us. I'm just going to go on and create an event. I'm going to basically go over my chart, kind of get the ins and outs of just some basic stuff. And maybe it might turn into something more. Maybe not. I don't know, but it's going to be free. It's going to be kind of like a group based. I'll just go live, and anyone wants to hop on. It's going to be a collaborative event. I'm going to be honest, if I don't see any participation or any energy out of, what I'm putting out, I'm going to take that as a W and just move along. And I'll just come at it with another approach. That's just how you do it. But your feedback is important to me, because if you guys are connecting with what I'm saying, or there are experiences in your life that are going on right now, us affirming and confirming with each other, like, hey, going through the same shit, that helps us understand that we're not alone. Because sometimes when you're going through this awakening journey and you're going through like the first half of it, you're literally nixing people out. You're like, you gotta go. You don't align with me. And not in a bad way, it's just energetically. And as each victory of release, then you get more space in your heart chakra. And guys, I'm still opening my heart. It's been a process. to be fully open. And I mean, it's opened. I don't want you to think it's not open, but to stay open. I have trouble. Like, I literally have to work, right? It's becoming natural, but it was closed for so long that it's still new. Like my shine, all of this stuff, and just this is who I am. I don't give a shit if you like it or you don't, take it or leave it attitude. Because regardless, I will slam doors shut. If it doesn't serve me, I'll slam that door shut. Not in a bad way, but because I know what that means. Because if I'm given pieces, if any of us are given more pieces of us than we're receiving, just don't. So much love. I hope y'all enjoy your Friday. I'm supposed to be going out of town, but I'm debating on whether to go. I'm having second thoughts. There's that energy like, don't make rash decisions in the moment. And I'm like, but I did, and I don't know if I want to. Actually, I obviously have some energy stored in my hands. So, all right, guys, much love and light. Have a good one.
Daily Heart Alchemy, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern. YouTube, Sacred Light Broadcast Network. Facebook, Heather L. Thomas. Scan the QR code today to get started to book and browse services with Heather Lynn of Heart Alchemy Wellness.
If your spirit's craving stillness and new adventures, you're in the right place. Lake Hope is calling. Will you answer? Announcing Ascending with Our Roots is moving to a new, upgraded retreat site right in the heart of Zaleski State Forest at Lake Hope, Ohio. Just 20 minutes from Hocking Hills, you'll camp beneath the trees, surrounded by tranquility and nature's beauty. We're offering the same powerful flow shops you love, plus new experiences. Explore the in-campground nature center, meet gentle reptiles, and soak up peaceful lake views. Your 2-day outdoor adventure includes plant-based picnic-style meals, elemental meditation hikes, cacao and shamanic opening, fire and flow arts, biofield attuning, yoga and hooping, all led by our dedicated facilitators. Tickets are just $55 for 1 day, or $99 for both. Spots fill up fast, so scan the QR code or visit lee.sten.to/sacredlightretreats to register. Questions? Text Marcus Christo at 513-238-55